Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Total Bellas season finale. We're talking Bella-Mania. Don't move.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Good call, TK.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, it's Bill?
What's up?
Oh,
From out of nowhere.
A lot of only yous in this episode. John is only you to Nikki. Birdie.
That's what they say?
Anyway,
I was like,
I'm trying to make some stuff up. It's not going well.
I was with you on it.
Okay. Guys, it's a season finale. I'm sad.
Boo.
But what an episode. So awesome. Let's recap it, guys. I'm your host, Megan Stecher. Full house. Who's joining me?
The dragon, Anissa Barr. You can find me at Anissa Barr.
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad.
Find me on everything at Sunday Motel.
And his name's Bill.
Oh, sorry.
I think we probably would have known that by now, but you know, just in case for the new people.
Well, that's the lower third, I assume.
Oh, true. There you go. Well, if you're only listening, he's Bill.
No.
Guys, and you can find me everywhere at Megan Stecher. What did I miss?
happens when you go boxing?
It's a season finale.
All you have to do to
It
make
is
your hair look good
finale.
is sit next to me.
It looks terrible.
No.
Anyways, sorry.
I like your hair tonight.
It's continue.
It's doing its own thing. It's fine. I like it. Bella-Mania. So, a good portion of this episode was dedicated to Nikki's experience at WrestleMania. And then we move into Birdie's birth. So the episode starts out with Nikki doing all her Mania press and just constantly getting asked about John proposing. So I feel like this was the worst kept secret proposal in all of history, basically.
I mean,
yeah.
I think that happens with anybody. Like, if you've been together for a long period of time, whether it's 1 year, whether it's 5, like, I'm notorious. Like, if I see your relationship's going well, I'm like, so when's the date coming? Like, I'm that person. So I figure, you know, you see everything's kind of going well. And if you watch the show, you can kind of see that they kind of got through their little issues. And there's kind of smooth sailing. She's accepted all that. So you can kind of see the reason why people do that. It'd be the perfect timing because, you know, she's mentioned on several occasions that she's not coming back from this. And, you know, this is their last time, supposedly. So, you know, why not?
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like the family was so surprised and happy, and but the whole world knew he was going to propose.
Right.
I don't know.
I wasn't.
So I think because John is just so he kept the secret for 1.5 years. So
Yeah.
that means it sounds like he didn't tell anyone. Maybe one of his brothers. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like no, everybody else didn't know, and I think for good reason too. Like somebody would have spilled the beans.
I think that there was a couple days after or the day after WrestleMania or whatever, he said in an interview, I think only like 3 people knew. Like Vince McMahon knew.
Of course.
I think Kevin Dunn, the director, knew, and then like the guy he had holding the ring for him, which I think was the timekeeper, possibly.
I thought, no, it was in his pocket the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Because when he was done
doubt
wrestling, he grabbed the mic and he
Right.
got it out of his pocket.
But there were only like a few people who knew, and who knew that it was going to happen. Even though everyone knew,
Yeah.
there were only a few people who like officially knew, because he was doing it on a very important broadcast, so that at least a couple of people had to know about the thing. But it was sort of an open secret / widespread rumor for months heading into WrestleMania. Like pretty much as soon as he like wasn't involved in a title match or a match against the Undertaker, and people were saying like, oh no, he's gonna be going against Miz, that was when pretty much everyone figured it out.
So do you think he talked to Vince and then Vince came up with the storyline, or do you think he had some of a storyline that he was thinking and it's a collaborative effort? Or
Man, it had to have been a collaborative thing because John Cena's in a position these days in the company where, and he has been for several years, where if he's like, I want to do this, they'll let him do that, and they'll figure out like the best possible way for that to happen.
Mm-hmm. That's a good spot to be in.
Yeah, for sure.
Topped out. You know what Nikki did mention in this moment is that she doesn't want to get her hopes up, which I think has been kind of her mindset after a few failed dates where she thought it might happen and she was dressed up for it and got her nails done. I think it's wise to have that sort of mindset.
Yeah, you'll drive yourself crazy if there was any other way.
Agreed.
Prepare for the worst. Expect the best and prepare for the worst. But I thought it was so cool, and they presented it. They presented the whole thing in such a great way on Total Bellas, and I thought that actually the presentation of everything on Total Bellas made it more emotional and cooler than it actually was at WrestleMania. But that's to be expected because this is the culmination of 8 seasons of television. Like, this has been the through line for the entire franchise. Is John Cena says he's never gonna get married, but all I want is to be married to John Cena. Yeah. And now he's popped the question, and now we get to see like the wedding and the preparation for that, which is cool. But this is the culmination of everything that Total Divas and Total Bellas has always been. So that's pretty special. Yeah, great point. I really wasn't thinking of it like that. It is the storyline from the beginning. Wow. At the same time, back home, Brie is kind of the whole family went to support Nikki, and her husband is also working, so she's going to be home alone. But she and Brian hashed out a game plan that if she feels anything, he'll get on the plane and come home because he's not going to miss that birth, and Brie would probably kill him if he did, right? For sure. Right? So Nikki's doing fan access after a lot of interviews, and she's getting to meet all the Bella Army, and she talks on the side with Kathy, and Kathy's like, oh my God, I just can't believe, like, every time I do one of these with you, it's so emotional, and I've cried 5 times. And Nikki's like, that's why I don't want to do a retirement speech. I want to talk to the writers about continuing. So maybe if I can't wrestle, I'll still be able to continue somehow. How, as big fans as you all are, how would she accomplish that? Being somebody that kind of just shows up 3-5 times a year,
it's possible,
and just talks on the mic but doesn't wrestle.
Yeah, she could. They have which they call it Legends contract, and I know she's not a legend. She's not at that legend level yet, but they do have these specific contracts where she's able to do that, and that's fine if she wants to come by and do a speech, or she wants to surprise something, or be a part of the company, either backstage, be a producer, because she's already a producer of Total Bellas anyways. I would like to see her do something in the WWE still, instead of just...
I don't see her going back to a full schedule, like it's like you were saying, like, you know, going and coming as she pleases, maybe some storylines here and there leading up to something, and then she disappears, almost like Kane. Like, you know, here just for a short period of time. Well,
you've got Daniel Bryan on television as a non-wrestler.
Well, he's a GM. So.
Right. A woman could be a GM. It's happening.
Well, I just don't think she would do unless his schedule's different.
You could also do, because, you know, the intent is for Brie to come back, so she could be Brie's manager or Brie's hype person.
Because, I know that Brie is actually currently getting ready to come back, and I know her and Nikki want to come back again, and I'm hoping, to be honest, I really hope they both come back and do one more WrestleMania together.
I think they will, because at the end of the day, they're both athletes. So if Brie comes back, I think just the athlete in Nicole's like, I mean, if she's here, then I should be here too. It's kind of one of those things. Like, you just don't want to miss out on the fun.
Yeah, but it's a situation like where Daniel Bryan is experiencing, where it's possible that because of what the doctor has said, that WWE won't clear Nikki to wrestle again.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean,
you never know. Daniel Bryan can come back next year at WrestleMania versus Kurt Angle.
I don't know about that.
Or he could wrestle.
We can dream.
Or he could wrestle at a different place.
And speaking of interviews, more interviews are going down at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Yes. Our own Maria was there.
Woo woo.
So she was interviewing Miz and Maurice. And then we get to see John and Nikki being interviewed by Renee. Yeah. So it was just fun to see our Maria there. Because it's like you see her, you know, all her social media posts from being there live, like that weekend or that week. And then to watch it all these months later is cool to actually see what she was involved in, not just like the still photos.
AfterBuzz's Mark and Hobo were on the red carpet as well.
That's so awesome.
A lot of people. No, Ty Matthews was actually doing that.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But they were all there. Everybody from AfterBuzz was there. Half of the people.
AfterBuzz strong. AfterBuzz strong. Brian calls Brie to check on her during the week, just to make sure everything's going well. She's not feeling anything. And Nana is there. How cute's Nana? That's got to be Kathy's mom, right? They look so much alike. Yeah.
Most likely. Because I think their father is Mexican, so Nana doesn't look.
That's their
I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't
Hispanic
quite
side.
look. Yeah.
She's definitely Kathy's mom.
She's got to be, Because they don't have, like, the best relationship with their dad, so I feel like it might be strained on the grandparent side, too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love old people. They're just so cute and cuddly and funny.
And we're sure that wasn't like Lola's mom or Lola's grandma or anything?
Well, she did. Oh, possible, but she did call her Nana. I mean, I feel like it's somebody else's Nana. They would call them like
it's
something
definitely.
different.
I remember her from Kathy's wedding, like sitting on the boat with John and Nikki talking to them.
And I remember, I think it was either Total Bellas first season or Total Divas. John went to go visit Nana.
Live chat says Nana.
Yeah, went to go visit her out of the ordinary, just because he felt like it, which was really cool.
Marie says it's their Nana.
Marie, I trust Marie.
Yeah, I trust.
More
I mean,
than anyone.
she's on here every week.
Perfect. And then we get a shot of Marie again. She stops and chats with Nikki backstage really quick. She's like, "Let me look at your hand. Oh, no ring yet. Oh, you know." And they're teasing about will it or won't it. But this is the big moment where Nikki kind of gives a definitive, like, personal view of what's going on. She's like, "I think he is too, like, he would want to do it in a personal, private setting. He's too private to do something like that." Which is awesome that she was so wrong.
I think he did it for, I think in relationships you come to a point where you realize, you know, what makes that other person tick. Yeah. And I think he might have preferred to do it in private, but he knows, you know, Nikki's a big personality. So he knows, like, you know, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it. So nobody else can do that.
Yeah.
Only a handful of people, if ever. But nobody else can do something like that at WrestleMania in the middle of the ring. Like,
And it's like he made her wait for it. Like, he dangled that carrot for so long. Like, no, I'm not going to marry you. And
don't
then,
all men do that?
And then, like, okay, I'll marry you, but no kids. Okay, true. But it feels like such a long lead up. Such a long lead
not
up.
on purpose.
How long were you with your wife before you got engaged?
Like 8 years.
Damn!
We got engaged like 7 years,
Same.
That doesn't make it better.
I'm over here at 9 years.
Oh my God.
We actually just had our 10-year anniversary of being together.
Wow.
Wait, so how do you guys celebrate like 2 anniversaries? The day
Sometimes we have shifted it to being our wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Because it's silly to have 2 anniversaries.
Okay.
Why not? Celebrate.
Well, you know what I noticed is
idea.
that when people get interviewed a lot now, like celebrities get interviewed on a talk show, like, "Oh, how long have you been with your wife, your husband, whoever?" And they're like, "Oh, well, married 4 years, but together 14." Like, they always want to throw in, like, "Oh, I put in a lot of years before he gave me that ring," you know? I love that.
Maria and Kevin, how they've been together for so long. And
like 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
That's crazy.
That's
I'm at 9. 9 strong. And no ring in sight.
I hope he's watching. I wonder if he's watching.
Damn! What's his name?
Too real.
I know. For years.
First and last name and where he works.
What's his name?
Well, for you, Mac.
Mac? Yo, Mac, you need to put a ring on it. That's the song we should have played.
Well, for years, we
Return of the Mac.
We were both cool with not being married for forever, which I always talked about on AfterBuzz on any show I was on. And now I'm like, oh. Okay. Yeah. All right. Enough sands are through the hourglass. I mean,
you're in California, so technically you could probably still take half of his stuff. So
common law.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that.
Take half and go.
How long have you guys been living together? Common law.
God.
I think it's more than 3.
At least
Yeah.
7.
Oh yeah, so I mean, he might as well put her in
common law
it.
marriage.
Yeah. Just saying. He's gonna. If anything happens.
I don't care. For me, if I get married, I want to get married once. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't really care for that. I really want the ring, and I could care less about the pomp and
I
circumstance.
don't even want a wedding, but I just want a ring.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Like, we went back and forth on like, are we gonna spend this money on a wedding, or are we gonna spend the money on like actually getting a house or whatever? And
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, we're really happy that we did the wedding. Cause,
Oh, you are?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it would be nice to have a house, but we don't have any regrets about like.
About having your wedding, yeah.
Yeah, because it was
Special.
you know,
Yeah.
we're not gonna forget it, and it was like the most fun night.
I know what a lot of people, the new movement now is that you do like a courthouse wedding, and then in 5 years you do the celebration, you have the big thing. Because this is my issue with going to weddings. It's like I go to the wedding, I get you a gift, and then you divorce in like 2 years. Like, I want my gift back. Like, that's this, you know, it's like, I feel like, you know, put in some time as a married couple, because one thing when you're in a relationship, and marriage is a whole nother thing for some reason. Put in some time as a married couple, and then it's like,
a piece of paper to me.
well, I mean, some people are together for 14 years, and all of a sudden they get married, and then they break up. So it's just kind of like, you know, put in that time, and then, you know, I'll buy you a bigger gift. But if you put in 2 years, then I need that gift back. I'm sorry.
I'll just get somebody a gift card.
Speaking of weddings, do you guys think John and Nikki will let their wedding be shown?
Oh,
on
yeah.
the show?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
One, it's
Okay.
going to be free.
And
They're not paying for it.
And two, knowing Vince McMahon, he's going to want that on TV. I remember in a documentary that he did, he wanted to do his daughter and his son-in-law's wedding on pay-per-view, and they said no. But knowing Vince McMahon, he's going to want this on TV.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they have to say yes.
Oh, well. And
Like,
of course,
I'm
it would make
wondering-
more sense to put on TV because they're on Total Bellas.
Well, it would just make
They've
more
opened
sense
up
that
their
it's going to
more-
be, everything's going to be free. So the venue that they choose, it just makes sense. They're going to, just how Nikki's personality is, it's going to be big and over the top. So are you going to do big and over the top on somebody else's dime, or are you do big and over the top on your dime? I mean, it just makes sense. And then what a lot of people do too is they'll have the big wedding, like the TV wedding, and then they'll go off and have a smaller wedding somewhere else.
I also think like we're gonna get a lot of footage. Like, we're definitely gonna see the wedding on TV. It's not gonna be like a live special or anything.
I'm excited because I want to know who's John's best man going to be. That's what I'm curious for.
Oh, probably like his brother, right?
Yeah, but also he's close with
some really
another
close
wrestler
friends, yeah.
like Randy Orton. Like, maybe he could be his best man. I don't know if they're still homies like that.
We'll
but-
see. It'll be a
see.
WWE star-studded wedding.
Do guys get upset about that? Like, if the guy feels like he's gonna be the best man and then he's not, do guys really care? Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
I had 3 like groomsmen, and like I didn't consider anyone the best man. I just had like one person like stand like opposite the maid of honor and hold the ring, like, but no one was upset about anything.
Yeah.
And they all ended up giving speeches. So.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Just go with the flow.
But I wanted to say about the wedding. I lost it as I was talking, so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, about John and Nikki's wedding? Okay, when you get it back,
It's
let
gone.
me know.
It's gone.
Well, let's go to the match. So, Miz and Maurice are in the ring. Nikki gets to enter. It takes so long to get down that
Oh my
darn ramp.
gosh.
Holy cow!
That was crazy.
I was like, they should be getting in a golf cart to ride down that thing. Like,
That's some cardio.
So, in watching WrestleMania, did it kind of take away and like stall any electricity of any matches, like how long it took to get down the ramp at all, or no? It just was more exciting.
The show was 8 hours long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was all about stalling electricity.
Okay.
And the fact that they're on the network, they could go as long as they feel like. They're not on a cable television
Right.
where it's like you're at 2 hours. That's it. You can't go overboard.
I just kind of felt like you had to, like, no matter how what level conditioning you're at, like, you had to not show that by the end of the ramp you were like super tired.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I was waiting for somebody to like break that wall where it's like, dude, that was hella long. Like,
Yeah.
put their hands on the knees or something, but they didn't. So I'm kind of proud.
Some
of them.
people did use vehicles to get
Yeah.
down the ramp.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Somebody trip and fall. I could see like Kevin Owens tripping and falling and like rolling down. That would have been kind of funny.
He held it together.
Yeah.
When John gets down the ramp to the ring, his mom, he starts screaming, "Holy shit! Oh my God, my mom!" You know. So his mom's there. He jumps out of the ring, hugs her. Did she know about this?
She said she didn't.
Wow, that's really fortunate that she came.
If this is the first time his mom's ever watched him wrestle live, in the past 20 years that he's been the world's biggest professional wrestler, you would think that he would have at least had to say like, I really think you should come.
Right,
to this
exactly.
One. Like, it would mean a lot to me.
Like, this is the one event I need you at.
Yeah, but I really believe when I saw his mom come out, I'm like, yeah, he's definitely gonna propose, because the only person that's actually seen him wrestle is his brothers and his dad that go out to see him. And from what or
maybe he just feels like this is the high, because I think in one of the interviews he said he was 40. He's not going to be wrestling as much. Like, he'll be in and out. So maybe this was like, you know, the biggest point, the crescendo of his career before he kind of is, you know, in and out. So maybe he, you know, obviously he knew, but maybe she knew like, okay, this might be the end. So
yeah,
he said a couple months ago too that this match and this moment was the highlight of his career.
Yeah. But like when they said, "Oh, she doesn't travel much," what's the difference of when they go to Boston to wrestle and he's there and she doesn't go? Then
that's what's crazy.
That's kind of like, come on, we know.
I feel like somebody let her in on it.
Yeah.
I think it was a situation where, like I said, like
he just said, "You need to come to this one."
Yeah, like.
And then she probably was like, "Well, I don't know. We'll see if I can make it." And was like,
no,
"Okay, I'm gonna go."
No,
I think if he sold it to her like, "This is the biggest that you're gonna see me on. I suggest you, like, I highly suggest,
Mom, I'm dying.
you two to come."
Yeah. Bless her heart.
So then he does propose. So exciting! I got chills. I thought it was weird that he told the story of her being asleep, like all woozy, and she doesn't remember and the whole thing. But
it was a nice story.
That was the secret that he kept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He told her that as she was going into surgery, he told her that he was going to marry her, and she didn't remember when she woke up.
Yeah.
So he's like,
Yeah.
He's been dangling. That's so annoying because he's just been dangling in front of her, like, I won't marry you. Okay, I will.
Well, for the last maybe year and a half or 2 years, he said he was on board with the idea.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think she knew it was coming eventually. She just didn't know when. Right. So it's just kind of like he hasn't been torturing her. So he's been torturing maybe 4.5 years. So he was torturing her for what, maybe 2.5 years, and the other 2 were calm.
They've only been together 4.5 years.
That's what he said according to the ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the first season of Total Divas.
That's crazy.
I know. It seems like longer than that.
Feels so like my entire life.
By everyone's reactions, okay, I'm now sold that this was a surprise to her because of everyone's reactions. Because they felt like watching Brie and Lauren at home, how excited they got that it was actually like my conspiracy theory was that he did it privately beforehand so that they had their real moment and that this was kind of just for the fans. But I'm now sold on the fact that this was the real moment.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I think that Nikki had a really good idea and was probably like, it's hard to not see the writing on the wall when it's being gambled on in Las Vegas. There's a betting line on him proposing. They have a match at WrestleMania where there's like no reason for them to be in a match together at WrestleMania other than perhaps setting up a proposal. Right. Like if she didn't like officially know that he was proposing to her, she had to know. That doesn't mean that
it would have happened.
That doesn't mean that whatever the reality of the situation is, him actually proposing to her isn't a surprise on some level and isn't like super emotional and crazy. And
then the speech too, like because there are some conspiracy theories that are saying that he proposed to her before it. And it's just kind of like
No, it was
that's my conspiracy. That's my conspiracy theory.
Like the moon landing.
Yeah.
John Cena's proposal.
Yeah. JFK.
Was fake.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
John Cena's wedding proposal was a false flag.
And John Cena's was fake too. No.
Fake news, fake news.
Oh, yeah. So I just kind of feel like, based off of the emotions, like, I mean, Nikki's an okay actress, but I don't think she could have faked all that. That's you know, Helen Hunt. I don't even know.
But she didn't
Oh
like.
damn! That's your.
I don't know. I was just the first thing that came out.
I just
love
think
that.
the reason Nikki's expression didn't sold it for me. That's why I'm like, oh, they already know about it. This is just what it is.
The fact that she was in shock
Well, she didn't like. She didn't give me enough emotion
because she was
I
in
didn't
shock.
see enough. Well, at least shed a tear. Damn.
So what?
Like
What I saw.
you're getting engaged. You've been wanting this for so dang long.
Yeah, but just
you're
because
just like, oh my god.
she doesn't do the
because-
emotions
right.
that you expect her to do doesn't mean that she was in shock.
Right. Like I feel like
I still believe that they were already engaged beforehand.
No, she's
Okay,
not that
I
good of
don't.
an actress.
So everything going on backstage that they captured for me was what I think sealed the deal too. Just how she's like, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say, and he's like saying all these sweet nothings in her ear, and she's like, the two of them like star-crossed lovers. Like, I love you so much. I love you so much. Ah, like I bought
And you
it.
have to think when like John first started the show, he wasn't as I don't know what the right words, like hands-on.
Yeah.
Like this was
PDA.
very like he's not an emotional person in front of the camera, and you can see the emotion there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like on the other side where it's just like they're both not. Sorry, John. They're both just not that good of actors to play that off. To me, it's like, oh well, they did it before and now they're here. It just to me, it just you have to be, you know, not Oscar worthy, but you know, close to it.
Cena said, those folks out there are our family, and I wanted them to be a part of this. I thought that was really sweet. It's nice to know that they think of the fans that way, too. Like, it's not just,
very
I mean,
invested.
if you think about it, we as the fans are the reason why they are who they are today.
Well, of course.
Because you know, so hey.
Well, of course.
Joseph
that's
agrees with me. Thanks, Joseph.
There you go, Joseph. Joseph! Chime in. He also said he would marry her tomorrow because it took them so long to get to this point. And I'm like, you should just get married in the ring, like privately. Get some, you know,
No.
You got to see
get some judge to come down.
No, you got to see some real WWE wedding.
Well, they could get fake married and then have the real,
They're gonna-
like a real deal.
They're definitely gonna have 2 weddings. I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have it. They're gonna have like a big one, and then they're gonna travel somewhere else, and it's just gonna be like family and like close friends.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a vacation/wedding type.
I
thing.
wouldn't be surprised if it's in
Destination
Paris.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's.
They're gonna get married on like the rim of some volcano or something, like on a private island.
Okay, let's jump.
Richard Branson's house.
Yeah, you get married in space.
Oh, there you go.
I just hope that this is bigger than Kim and Kanye's.
Did we see Kim and Kanye's? I thought it was just pictures.
No, I'm just saying. I know
Oh.
it's bigger than theirs.
Do you know how Kanye proposed?
Yeah. At
At
the
the stadium, right?
Yeah, I think it was the Giants stadium.
On on the 50-yard line, or
The baseball
baseball.
Giants.
Oh, baseball.
So
Oh,
he
that's
had
right.
like the orchestra playing
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
Lana Del Rey song that she really liked.
On another show.
Yep, that was it.
I'm so, like,
To be honest-
huge restraint shown by Kanye to not play one of his songs while he proposes.
Also, to be honest, for Kanye, I thought that was weak sauce. I thought he could do better.
Yeah, he's definitely the artistic person, but you know, maybe
It
it's
just
been
said
a
like
timing
it said
issue.
like, "Will you marry me on the scoreboard?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Really, Kanye? Like, really?" Listen.
Well, they're strong,
They're
holding
good.
it together.
Love them. Love them. Okay. Perfect. So they're engaged. We're moving on. We're back home. Brie is ready to get this baby out. The Birdie at this point is 8 days late.
Oh my god,
Oh my God. First of all,
that full frontal shot unnecessary.
this was a little graphic. This entire birthing scene was a bit
Yeah, but like,
graphic for
what's
us.
the difference between having that as a visual and then Courtney pulling out her child? Like, what's the difference?
Well, it just wasn't from that angle.
But pulling out a child is more gross than that.
We saw a child getting pulled out later.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, okay, that was way too much. That was
they
graphic.
blurred it out, but it was just kind of like if I were to do something like that, I would definitely do a side profile. But for the cameras to be all up in the cheech, not about that.
I
was
mean,
way
It
too
didn't
much.
bother me.
full frontal camera angle was a little shocking.
I mean, I think we're getting the gist of the fact that she's been in labor forever and she's in pain. Like, we just didn't need to get, like, it was just, again, and I'm not, you know, weak sauce about, like, a lot of things, but it was just on a privacy issue. It was just kind of like I didn't want to see Brie's legs spread with the blur sign in the middle of her cheek, and then you can kind of see, you know, the pomp and all that stuff.
Well, one part, like, I have to agree on a little bit with that. One part is when they put it focused when they're all talking. Okay, now we have to do like it's like, dude, we get it. You're all talking, but like you don't got it right there.
Yeah, it's kind of be like you do the shot because I know you have to do different shots to keep us engaged visually. Like you do the shot, and you might want to do on like Nikki's face on how scared she is, or you know the doctor. Like you could have done so many other things. Again, you know, it is what it is, and I'm surprised. Daniel was cool with that.
Right. I'm surprised Brie and Brian didn't have like a, you're going to be back behind me and nothing, you know, you're not going to go past my waist at all. And like, she had that mirror going so the camera guy could shoot right into the mirror. Like, oh my God.
I'm not surprised at all because they wanted to have a home birth.
That's true.
They looked into all these options. They have the mirror up so that they can see the birth as they're giving birth. They definitely wanted to document it.
Yeah.
Like, and what better way to, like, they're the, like, if they weren't on a reality show, they would have set up a camera on a tripod to document the birth.
Agree.
But what better way than to take advantage of a full camera production crew? Like, that's 100% Brie and Brian.
No, I agree with that. I'm just saying the fact that, remember when she was doing her photo shoots?
Yeah.
And he was like, he was on it. So it's like, I agree they're going to take definitely film it. Yeah. But that frontal shot is what I don't think Brian was about. Like that's the only thing where I'm like, I don't see him okaying that.
But it's also been a couple months since he became okay with, and also that I believe that Brian is the type of person that would make a distinction between sexy photo shoot and miracle of human birth.
That's true. Maybe.
And he's very like earthy and hippie, and that's his thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. Would you want to see your wife's cheek on international TV?
I think that he was upset about like, oh, I want to take some sexy shots of me pregnant so that I can put them on Instagram versus here's a human being. So here's our baby being born.
I guess so.
Because you're not going to put the cheat chip on the Instagram.
You don't need the cheat. Well, you know, Instagram somebody would have. If it's blurred out, they will. Amber Rose had her bush on there.
Oh yeah.
What?
Woo.
Yeah.
Well, getting back to
I'm so confused.
Getting back to Brie's private parts. I would have been so devastated that I went through 21 hours of labor and then they're like, you know what, we need to do a C-section.
Yeah, I've been kind of pissed too.
How devastating.
It's like all that work when you could have just done the C-section 20 hours.
Oh, God, before. Poor thing. God bless her. She really, really gave it her best shot. Birdie comes out, giant. I knew she would be a big baby. She looked huge. She might not have been. She might have been a standard 7-8 pounds, but she looked so big to me when they pulled her out.
Yeah, I think they said like 7.
Oh, that's it?
7, 8, yeah.
She looked huge.
Yeah. I think Brie said she thought she was 9, but I think they said 7, 8.
She was huge too.
Definitely a mini Brian, like Brie said. I always think that every time I see her on all her videos on Instagram or YouTube, like mini Brian.
I wonder if she's gonna go for another one after this pregnancy has been so like trying to get pregnant, and then the pregnancy seemed on TV like it was fine, but the delivery itself.
They already have like a whole plan for like the second kid. Like she's gonna come back, she's gonna come back and wrestle in 2018. I think wrestle for like a year and then.
Okay, so the kids are like 2 or 3 years apart.
Actually retire.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't see them actually ever retire. Like those 4 individuals, I don't see them ever retiring. Like them actually stepping away.
I don't know. I see the Bella twins retiring, and I just see Daniel Bryan going to the Indies. I don't know why. I just see Daniel Bryan going to the Indies.
And I don't know. I think what
and then John just keeps going till he's like 50.
Well, that's the end of the episode, so let's do predictions for this season of Total Divas that's starting next week.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Spooky.
It is Halloween.
It is Halloween, almost.
All right, I'm going to predict that they will all stay in the WWE family for as long as they are wanted, even as legacies, and that it'll always be a part of their career. They'll go on to do many other things, but it will always be part of their career.
Right.
That's my prediction. And for this season, I don't know. Many new ladies. Very exciting.
For Total Divas.
I think, yes, cat fights galore. Let's do it.
I'm just so excited that Carmella is going to be on Total Divas because I predicted it. And I'm excited that Alexa Bliss is going to be on it too.
Okay.
I've met Alexa Bliss. She's like the nicest person.
Aw.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, but the thing is though, I really want to see a little bit more drama. I mean, Natty kind of confronted, it looked like Lana in the back when she was talking to her. I want to know what happened between them two, what's going on, if Paige is ever going to do a cameo on Total Divas. I'm just curious because they're adding so many people. And since with the whole Nia Jax situation that's going on right now, she's on Total Divas, so.
Yeah, but I think that was finished filming before this airs, so yeah.
No, they're continuing filming right now.
Okay.
For this season?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just all about Naomi and the Usos.
John.
Like, those are like my favorite. It just
They're great.
normal. Yeah. I'm never here for the girl fights, but I know it's about reality TV and people want to see that crap. So, I mean, I just hope it doesn't get onto some ridiculous, like, crazy, you know, fighting over somebody's like weave or something. So, other than
No,
that,
they can settle in the ring for that.
well, that's what I'm saying. Just hope it's not like super ridiculous. I'm definitely down for you. What I do want to see is people in really great, healthy relationships, because we don't necessarily see that a lot in reality shows. So I definitely want to see that you're able to balance a career, especially a career like that where you're traveling a lot, and a healthy relationship. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. But I know for reality TV, there's going to be, you know, some crazy storylines.
Yeah. I'm excited about all the new people. I'm excited about so many cool significant others. John, Uso, Miz around.
Yeah.
Of course, Daniel.
Cass.
You've got Big Cass with Carmella.
And then
You've
Murphy.
got Murphy with Alexa
Alexa
Bliss.
Bliss.
And allegedly, Nia Jax has been tied to Braun Strowman. So,
I thought it was Charlotte.
well, whatever.
I was looking it up and they said
thought it
it's
was
not.
Charlotte.
Well, I mean, can't really.
Maybe we'll find out on
Internet's-
Total Divas
yeah.
who she's dating.
That would be, oh my gosh,
That'd be
that
amazing.
baby would be superhuman. Probably be more superhuman than my babies.
They just walk out.
Yeah. Start body slapping
I don't
out
need
of the
a-
womb.
I don't need a C-section. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm really excited about it. And we actually, Uproxx was lucky enough to get an extended exclusive preview. So head over to withspandex.com and check that out. It's very cool. You get to see a little bit of what's kind of come up on this season, including Nikki's dress shopping for her wedding gown.
Yeah, she Snapchatted that a few minutes ago.
It's cool. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to watch it.
Awesome.
good.
Well, I just wanted to say a little thing to the fans. I'm going to be not doing this season of Total Divas. I'd love to still tweet with you about it. I've just been doing AfterBuzz nonstop for over 3 years now, and I just need a little break. So it's been wonderful connecting with you guys week to week on every show that I do. And don't be strangers. I would love to just keep up our little social media chat every day. But let's also talk about where we can find you guys on social media.
You can find me on all social media platforms at Sundown Motel, and check out withspandex.com, uproxx.com, uproxx.com/pro wrestling.
Taking it in.
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. You also can check me out on TMZ and me saying some wild stuff, so make sure to check that out.
And I'm Anissa Barr. You can find me at Anissa Barr. Please tune in to X-Pac 12360 today. We had Johnny Quasto, Fun Dad, as our fill-in for Bill today. It was fun watching everybody recapping TLC. I'll be here next week for Total Divas, as well as a new panel. So please tune into that. It's just very exciting. You guys, exciting stuff, and happy Halloween.
Yeah, you guys tune in next week for that with Anissa. You guys can find me on social media at Megan Stecher. It's MEGANSTECHER. Good night from Total Bellas land. We'll see you for the next season of it. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.